Fox News alert to tell you about right now.
I'll look that way. Sorry about that.
Focus on your backside, Brian.
But this is huge news.
It is a senior White House official telling Fox News that Tom Donilon is resigning as National Security Advisor. Susan Rice is going to get that job. What's interesting is it looked like, remember, for a while, Susan Rice would be the next Secretary of State, but then Benghazi happened, and she, too many Republicans, disqualified herself with her testimony on those 5 talk shows on that following Sunday. And so now she's getting the security job, which is a big, very important job because you're just 20 feet away from the President of the United States.
Yeah, the other really interesting point there is that you don't have to be, I don't think you need to be confirmed for that position.
No Senate confirmation.
So that would be really important based on the facts of what were just laid out earlier, that she may not have been able to get confirmation to become Secretary of State after Benghazi, but now is this somewhat of a slap in the face to Republicans by putting her in this position because they don't need to have Senate confirmation for her to be in this position.
So Tom Donilon made some controversial decisions and offered some controversial advice during his time there. And a lot of people say, hey, Tom, where were you during the Benghazi attack? Where were you on 9/11? And they saw him in that one picture, but what kind of advice did he offer? At the same time, it was Ambassador Rice who went out there and talked about the administration and their policy at that time. So now she goes into that position. And where does Tom Donilon go? He once goes from favorite child to I'm gone?
Well, he really has been gone for the better part of the last couple of years. We just haven't heard that much. Remember, we were doing segments about where has he been with all of this national security stuff going on with regard to Benghazi.
Well, he had a position.
Well, he had a position, but we didn't hear from him. He wasn't out in front of many of these situations. At least they were not putting him out in front. So it is curious why he would decide to resign, wink, wink.
Well, he is a political animal by nature, and, you know, whenever something would come up, they would put the appropriate person in front of the camera. And he, you know, but he has wielded a lot of power as the National Security Advisor. It'll be interesting to see how much power Susan Rice will have. She certainly has had the ear of the president for a number of years, and now going forward, she's going to be the NSA.
And here's what is good, is because she has been dealing with the whole world through the United Nations. She understands where we stand and what the problems are, especially in the case of Russia. She's in the news this morning because yesterday they tried to get some help for Syrian refugees who were stuck in Jordan, and the Russians went down and said, I don't think so. We're not really in the business of helping out a U.S. ally in that area. Yeah. If you take some of that international experience and put it next to the president, that might be very valuable.
And also you've got to think, if you're Susan Rice, how many mornings do you get up and say to yourself, why did I let those political people talk me into going on the 5 talk shows saying that what happened in Benghazi was because of a video, even though they knew, the administration knew, the intel people knew that it was related to terrorism? Oh, yeah, it was before a big election.
I think today, though, she's feeling pretty good because she's getting a promotion of sorts to this big position as the new NSA chief. So we're going to have a report on this, I think, coming up in a little bit. In the meantime, right around the corner is Dan Marino.